Hey guys, welcome back to Me Being Cheap. So, fourth video in the series for National Preparedness Month is going to focus on lighting and also starting fires. So, this is the old standby, the coal oil lamp, kerosene lantern. I'm going to show you some other alternatives, some more modern ones. Not that this is a bad thing, but let me get this camera turned around and get the lights turned back on so you can see, and then I'll show you. All right, be back with you in a minute. All right, so let's talk about fire starting first. And again, we are using my $40 family night out at the burger joint analogy. $40 for a family of 4. I'm suggesting take this money and maybe each week buy some preps with it, some things that could help you be more prepared. Okay, so fire starting, we have a classic box of matches. This is actually brand name. There are 300 matches in here. It's actually individual, well actually I think this is a whole box. Anyway, there's 300 in here. And I did pick this up from the Dollar Tree for $1, so that's a good bargain. $1 for a box of brand name matches. These do work. All right, and then we've got our classic lighters. I actually have not bought any lighters from the Dollar Tree. I figured I would stick with brand name. So these are Bic lighters. I picked these up at the register at Walmart. I honestly don't remember how much they were. And I do have a question for you guys. I'm not a smoker, so I really don't know how long one of these lighters would last. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm guessing this was definitely less than $10, probably more like 5. But how long or how many lights do you get out of this? It says on the package 2 times the lights, but it doesn't say how many you get. So definitely pick you up some lighters. So these are the old standbys for starting a fire. Now there's other techniques such as using a magnifying glass, and I have done that before, mostly when I was a little kid doing arts and crafts. But that does rely on the sun, and you may be needing to start a fire at night, or it may be cloudy outside. So just keep that in mind. That is an option. You could use a magnifying glass. They do make some survival cards that fit in a wallet that are capable of being used to start fires. Other things are bow drills and so forth, but that requires kind of a special talent and a practice. One of my favorites are these extension lighters, and these are usually sold in packs of 1, probably $3 or less. Sorry, some of these things have been in my house so long, I don't actually remember the prices on them, but they can be picked up for cheap. And if you don't have these, you should probably get them because you may need them. Okay, the next thing is a ferro rod. And this was picked up from Walmart in the hunting and camping section. I believe this was about $8. And you strike the 2 together, and what's really nice about this is you can use it in all weather conditions. It can be windy, it can be wet. You can get this wet, it'll still work. Whereas these run out of fuel, and these won't work if they get wet. Now this one, you can eventually wear it out. I mean, you can see where we've been using this. It's black on the new surface and gray where we've been using it. So they do wear out, but you do get a lot of strikes. Now, something to make your fire starting go a little easier, I recommend that you get some cotton balls if you don't have them, and maybe you pick some up if you watch my first aid video, but get you some cotton balls and some Vaseline. And I cannot get this open. This is actually a used container. You can use Altoid containers, or they actually sell these at Dollar Tree. There's 4 of these metal tins for $1. And I can't open this one-handed, but I have cotton balls in here that have Vaseline or petroleum jelly, and that just makes the fire a lot easier to start. You can light one of these either with your match or your lighter, or if you're using a ferro rod, you can actually aim the spark at the cotton ball that's soaked in Vaseline. So you can get a bag of cotton balls from Dollar Tree for $1. You can also get Vaseline or the petroleum jelly at Dollar Tree for $1. Okay, these are the basics on fire starting. Again, there's more advanced techniques such as bow drill, but we're not covering that. We're just covering the budget, the basic stuff, budget stuff for everybody. So in the prepping world, they say 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So I always recommend have more than one way of starting a fire, have more than one way of having light. So let's cover some of the other ways that we can have light. Okay, so there is the basic flashlight, and sometimes you can pick these up for free, sometimes they're given away. Generally they're safe. The disadvantage with the flashlight is that you do have to put batteries in them. So that's something else that you have to store. But the advantage is that you probably won't burn the house down with this. It'll work. It is safe for a child to use. And it's relatively easy. All you have to do is push a button. Some other versions of that. This one actually came for free at Harbor Freight. If you buy products, sometimes they give you a freebie, sometimes a tape measure, some cleaning rags. This is actually a free light, and it actually puts out quite a bit of light. So that's the first button, and then push it again, and then push it again, and this top part lights up. And then you can push it one more time to turn it off. And there is a hook that you can hang this with. So this is LED, so the batteries last longer than a traditional flashlight. So again, and I think that might be a magnet. So it is a handy little flashlight. Again, free from Harbor Freight. You can't beat free. Of course, you have to buy something else to get it. Okay, so that covers the flashlights. I want to show you this little guy. This is a lantern that is also battery operated. However, I have seen them that have, instead of the compass on the top, they have a solar cell, so they are rechargeable. This one is not. This one relies on batteries. Let me see if I can open this up. And as you can see, it is also pretty light too. And it uses LEDs, so the batteries do last longer. Okay, now we also have the traditional coal oil lamp. These do throw off quite a bit of light. The only thing with this is that you do have to store extra mantles, and that is the little thing in there that actually has the fire on it. There is flammable liquid in here, and these are kind of bulky, so unless you incorporate it into your decorations, like I have this sitting in my dining room, this is something that's kind of hard to store away. The other disadvantage is that they can be sooty and put black smoke in the air, which eventually can stain your ceilings, and they have a little bit of an odor, but they do burn for quite a long time on one fill. And I know there's a channel called Homestead Tessie, and I think she did a study, and she actually lights her mobile home in the evening with these coal oil lanterns, and she did a study on how long a bottle of the coal oil or kerosene lasts, and how many lanterns she has, and what have you. So I don't remember, and honestly, I probably have not filled this one in 20 years. We do use this when the power is off, but power isn't out that often, so that's good. I do have a few more of these. The funny thing is that, okay, so you can usually pick these up at like estate sales and yard sales. This one came with the house, and the original price tag is still on it. And I believe, is at $2.60. So yeah, I guess back in the day, these were pretty cheap. I don't even know if they sell these anymore and how much they would charge for them. Okay, so that's one alternative. Then you've got these candles here, and they are fully enclosed in glass. I would recommend getting the unscented variety, because sometimes candles stink and they can give you a headache, and if it's a really bad situation, you may be trying to not announce your presence, and having that scented candle may, you know, attract visitors. I think one of these days I may do a video on how long one of these will actually burn. But these are purchased from Dollar Tree. They're $1 a piece, and you know, they're somewhat compact. I mean, you could definitely store this a lot easier than you could store this. I mean, you could tuck this away in a drawer. So $1 from Dollar Tree, and you do have the same hazards. You could tip them over and, you know, start a fire. It is an open flame, but it is an alternative in the event that you run out of batteries. Okay, and then also just regular decorative candles. Like this one's kind of old and has gotten kind of dirty and gross. Sometimes people throw these away, and then sometimes people sell them at yard sales. But you can actually still use them for general lighting purposes. And if the wax is clear down at the bottom, you can actually melt the wax. You can even mix the colors together and make a new candle. Again, same issues. It is an open flame. This one is a scented candle, so, you know, that's bothersome for some people. Okay, now some of the more interesting options. These are glow sticks, also purchased from the Dollar Tree. They do throw off some light. The package says last for hours. There is a three piece in the pack, so about 33 cents a piece. If the power is out and you have small children and you want to give them a little bit of sense of security once they go to bed, you know, you could crack one of these open for each bedroom, and that would give a little bit of light. Again, 33 cents a piece. It says last for hours. I guess I need to do a test and see how long these really last too. Okay. This came straight out of my flower bed. And of course, it's already late right now. And so the light has already gone out on this. This is solar powered, $1 from the Dollar Tree. And these, typically you use these to like line your driveway or your flower bed, kind of landscape lighting. But you could pick up several of these, store them upright in a bucket, take that bucket outside during the day, let them charge up, bring them in at night, and you've got light. And it's relatively safe lighting. It's not going to cause a fire, there's no odor, and it's reusable, and you don't have to provide batteries. So $1 a piece at Dollar Tree, get several and put them like in some sort of vase or a bucket, and then you could take them in and out. And what you could do is have several of these and use them in the evening if you're out of power and just need a little bit of light in your room. And after the initial cost, this would be free. Okay. This is one of my favorite items, and I bought this off of Amazon, and I've probably had this over a year now. I don't remember the price. There are several manufacturers, but this is a solar charged LED light bulb. So it's got solar panels on here. It's got 3 of them. You can hang this outside during the day and let it charge, and then turn it on, and it's pretty bright. But the other thing that's interesting about this is that this has an internal battery, and this part screws off. So let me see if I can unscrew it. I'm doing this one-handed. Okay. So that base screws off, and it reveals a traditional light bulb socket base. And so you can actually use this in your lamps and charge it in your lamps. So if the power is out, you're not going to be able to charge this in your lamp. but you can keep it in your lamp to keep it charged for when the power does go out. It's ready to go. And then you could hang it outside during the day and recharge it, go from there. But this one's pretty cool. Again, I've bought this a couple years ago off of Amazon, and they are sold in like 2 packs. But I do like this product. And it is safe. It's not going to start a fire. A child could use it. And it comes with this little wire hook. I put the carabiner on it to make it a little bit more versatile. And I think that is it. There's one other product I wanted to tell you about. I have one. I took it on my recent trip down to Florida and then to Mississippi. I don't know if I left it at somebody's house, but I looked around, I couldn't find it. And it is called a Lucy Light. I got it from Walmart. I believe it was less than $20. It is a solar-powered, waterproof, inflatable light. And so the top of it has a solar panel, and then below it is a bank of LED lights, and then the container is actually what acts as the globe and disperses the light is inflatable, and the whole unit is waterproof. It does float, so if you're around water, it'll float. And it charges really quickly, and it lasts a long time. And that is called a Lucy Light. And I also got that from the hunting and camping section at Walmart, and I believe it was less than $20. All right, so remember, with your lighting and your fire starting, 2 is 1, 1 is none. They all have their pros, they all have their cons. I would recommend having a little bit of each. Many of these things can be picked up very cheaply at Dollar Tree, or for less than $20, and in some cases less than $10. So use your money that you would normally spend taking your family or yourself out to eat and get you some of these items. And stay tuned for more videos. If you've liked this, please like, subscribe to my channel. Feel free to leave a comment, and feel free to share it on your social media. This does help my channel grow. Thank you so much. Have a nice night.